Well, hello there. Welcome to a new class. Today, I asked actually on Instagram, what would you like to do, back bends or hip openers? And a majority, it was overwhelming. 91% said they wanted hip openers. So today, I'm leading you through a hip opening class. First, we're gonna come to the mat slowly, then we're gonna flow and really get the fire going in our legs before we come into relaxing stretches that really opening up your hip. But that can be challenging. So this class, anybody can do it. It's open for everyone, but I really want you to stay at your level and make sure you're backing off if the stretch is getting too intense. So I hope you're gonna enjoy. You see Angel, my dog, sleeping in the background the entire time, and maybe she's making some noises, I'm not sure, because I was concentrating on the class. So see you on the mat. We're gonna start in a wide-legged child's pose. So take your legs wide apart, as wide as is comfortable for you, and just surrender to your mat. Now, I don't only want you to physically come to your mat, I want you to mentally arrive at your mat. Maybe you're still stuck at the office or with a child that is maybe troublesome, or in another situation that you have just experienced, or your problems and challenges. But now I want you to arrive at your mat on a physical level and on a mental level, and let go. So take a deep breath and exhale it up. Sometimes exhaling through your mouth is really helping you to let go. And so in this yoga practice, I want you to mentally truly let go. And whenever you have time, which means when we hold poses, I would like you to inhale light and exhale darkness. Or to do the Jesus prayer. If you know the Jesus prayer, you can also find that on my channel. So I want you to arrive whenever you stop in the pose. I want you to breathe deeply and remember inhaling light and exhaling darkness. Now I would like you to move all the way to the right, really stretching out to the right. If you want a little bit more, you can place your left hand on your right and stretch to the side. I want you to move to the other side all the way. And maybe you place your right hand on your left for a little bit deeper stretch. Inhaling light and exhaling darkness. Truly coming to this present moment. Feel how you feel, how your body feels, just as an observer. Come to the middle one more time, maybe putting your chin down and opening up a little bit further. Breathing deeply here. Then we want to flow a little bit to wake up that body. So, placing your hands underneath your shoulders, press yourself up, knees a little bit together, and we're going to slide through now. Sliding through into a cobra, and then pushing back into a child's pose, this time near child's pose, and then slithering through again. Get your breath going, inhaling and exhaling, rounding your back like in the cat-cow position, coming back to child's pose, and then starting the movement again. Really waking up your body, getting it ready for movement, for stretching. Deep inhale. And exhale. Maybe you can get the breath going here and inhaling light. Exhaling darkness. So the Jesus prayer. 2 more rounds. Inhaling light. Exhaling darkness. 1 more time. Coming back and then to a downward facing dog. This first downward facing dog, I want your biceps to look forward, your hands, fingers spread apart, and you can walk your dog. Just opening up a little bit. And then I would like you to bend your knees quite a lot and press your belly onto your thighs. Really press your mat here to stretch out your back a little bit. And then maybe from here you can place your heels down. Maybe not, it doesn't matter. Taking some deep breaths. Looking forward and pressing all the weight into your hands. And coming back. Activating your core here. It really has to work. Hips up. Really come forward as if you want to press up into a handstand. Of course we don't, but you go back. 1 more time. Really press forward. All the weight is in the hands, and then you lightly step forward. Inhale, looking halfway up. Exhale, looking down. Inhale, rising up. Exhaling, hands to the side. Inhale, lift up your arms. Exhale, maybe you need to bend your knees while moving forward. That's fine. And then you straighten it. That's good. You inhale, you look up. You exhale, forward fold. Stop here for a second. Maybe you need to bend your knees. That's all right, especially if it's hurting here in this area. But if you can stay here or hang here, that's fine. Distribute the weight a little bit forward till your toes. And breathe deeply. Placing your hands to the side and stepping the right leg back. We're going to inhale. Placing both legs down. And now you can go through chaturanga or place your knees down. That's fine too. Whatever is good for you. Come up into an upward facing dog or little cobra and into a downward facing dog, whatever feels best for you. Step forward, right leg, opening up. Step forward, left leg, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, move down. Inhale, rise up both arms. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, look up. And then step the left leg back, opening up, pressing both legs back, knees, chest, chin, or you go through chaturanga. Opening up, little cobra or upward facing dog into a downward facing dog. Left leg forward, opening up, both legs forward. Inhale, come up, and exhale, come down. Really waking up that body. Inhale up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back. And we're going to stay here. Really opening up that hip a little bit. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you need to have your hands on the blocks. Maybe you rise up if you can hold the balancing pose in this. Maybe you place your hands here on your knee and make sure your belly really draws in, tailbone goes under, and you're really coming forward with this hip. Don't open up here, open up here. Breathing deeply. If it's better for you to have your toes tugged, that's good too. Breathing. Now I want you to place your hands down and shift back. Maybe you need to place your hands here or to have your hands on the blocks. That's good too. You can hold the pose here or come down, but make sure your back is straight. You're looking forward. Very nice. Come forward one more time. Place your hands down, press back, do chaturanga or knees touch chin, whatever is good for you. Cobra or upward facing dog into a downward facing dog. Step forward, right leg, opening up, stay here. If this is good for you, stay here. If you need to place your hands on blocks, that's good too. Or rise up. If you need to have your toes tucked under, that's good. If you don't, and you can just relax your foot, that's good too. Whatever feels good to you. Breathing deeply. Now this is the time when we hold a pose and remember to inhale light and to exhale darkness. Now we press back. Maybe you need to place your hands, you can place your hands down or on a block or on your thigh. This is a little bit more challenging in the balance. Keep your back straight, look forward. Again, we're holding the pose. So we're gonna inhale deeply, we're gonna inhale light. And exhale darkness, everything that doesn't serve us anymore. Step forward again, come forward, and then step the right leg forward as well, forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, coming down, very nice. In one more time, inhale, exhale, moving down. Inhale halfway, and exhale, step the right and the left leg back all the way. Now come into a plank pose, and we're going to move through chaturanga, or you place your knees down one time. Upward facing dog to a downward facing dog. You really press your hands back. See that your biceps are moving forward. Maybe you want to stretch out your back one more time. And then lift your right leg up. Keep your hip really parallel to the floor. And then you can open up then. Maybe even bend your knee. You want to touch with your toes, your other butt cheek. Make sure though you're not opening up here. You're staying as if you're still in the downward facing dog. This is a little bit effort. Very nice. Placing it down. Lifting up the left leg first parallel to the floor. Keep your hips straight, and then you open up, and then you bend your knee. And make sure you're still like in a downward facing dog with the arms. Again, you're holding here, you're holding the pose, so that means you inhale light and you exhale darkness. Deep breaths. Very nice. Placing both feet down. And you place all your weight to the front. Hold it here, hold your core. Step right leg, left leg forward. Inhale, looking up, exhale. One more time here, stretching out the back of your legs. Maybe you hang here, or you're grabbing the opposite elbows. Make sure you shift your weight forward, not all the weight in the heels. And breathe. Now, maybe you want to bend your knees a little bit, and we're going to rise up all the way. Exhale down, very nice. You're going to step out to the right. Have your feet a little bit not parallel to the floor. not facing forward, but a little bit to the side. And we're going to bend our legs. The knees are showing exactly in the same direction as your toes. Your belly is tucked in, your tailbone really tucked under, and we're going to come down here. And we're going to shift a little bit to the side. This should really start, you should start feeling a burn in your legs. That's good. Maybe opening up a little bit further here. Come forward while your knees are bent, and you're placing your hands down if you can. If not, you can hold here or hold here, that's fine. You're just moving a little bit your upper body down. Back is straight, belly really, really drawn in. And we're going to move to the side. Now the foot has to go parallel. The other foot comes stretching up. You can stay here. This is a little bit hard work. Or you can come down. Now if your heel is lifting on the back leg, that's normal. Come and just opening up. And then shifting it to the other side. So toes facing forward. Come here or down. Breathing deeply. Again, come to the middle. Both legs are pointing outward. Now come a little bit deeper. Maybe open up a little bit. Now try to lift one heel off the floor if you can. Good. Place it down and lift the other heel. Very nice. You see that I don't bounce up and down. I'm just lifting right heel and left heel. Belly's really drawn in. One more time. Right heel and left heel. And we're going to try goddess pose. So we're going to try to lift at the same time, or we can do it one after another. First the right, then the left. Stay here, placing your arms in front of your heart. Maybe even lifting your arms up and even crossing them, and maybe moving a little bit further down. Hold the pose. Breathe. Slowly, first the heels down, then the arms down, and move to the side. This should feel really good. If you cannot come all the way down, it's fine. You can shift your weight forward here, or you can really sit back a little bit. Very nice. Maybe you can place your right hand down. You can even do it up here. And opening up your left arm. Come and shift to the other side. Legs pointing forward. Stay here, and you can do the same thing here. Or you can come all the way down. You can also place something underneath your foot, back foot, so you're a little bit higher. And you're opening up. The belly's really drawn in. Breathing deeply. Come to the middle. One more time. Toes pointing outward. Knees showing into the same direction. Really, one more time. This is the last time we're going to do it. We're going to do goddess pose one more time. This is really warming up your thighs so we can go into deeper stretches. And I know this is tough work. So lift your heels if you can. Place your hands in front of your heart, or leave them here. Or raise your arms up and maybe sink a little bit deeper. But lift your heels off the floor at the same time. Hold it. 2 more breaths. Slowly placing everything down. Come up. Oh, I know it burns. And then shift your weight to the side. One more time. Now you can stay here, maybe open up, or you can bind behind your back and then opening up further. Drawing in your belly, breathing deeply. This is the time again where we stop. So we inhale light and exhale darkness. From here, you can stay here or you can stay here. If you can sit down or you can place something underneath your bottom. And then if you can place your left hand onto the thigh here and then shift over. This is maybe good, and maybe you go all the way down, but only if you keep your shoulder open. If this is happening, that's not good. And you don't have to touch your toes. Like today, I'm not. I won't be able to. I feel it. I feel a bit more tight. That's okay. Breathing deeply here. Rise up. Shift your weight forward and to the other side. Now open up your arm. Or you bind. Breathing deeply. We're going to inhale light. And we're going to exhale darkness. Now, if you can't sit down all the way, and place your right hand, grab your ankle if you can, and move over. And maybe this is already enough, maybe even this is enough, just to go to the side. And then you stretch to the side, and I see I'm more open here on that side, I think. But it's really not about how deep you can go into the pose, and that shifts from day to day. Sometimes I feel very open, sometimes I don't, and that's okay too. It's a practice of being patient with yourself and loving yourself well. Don't press yourself into a pose because you feel like you have to perform. That's not yoga anymore. And you come up. Shift your weight forward again. And we're going to have a wide leg forward fold. So both toes are looking forward. Now, maybe you're here and you want to hang here. It's good shifting your weight forward. And maybe you're way up here, but that's okay. It doesn't matter how deep you get. If you can place your hands down and even your head down. Shift your weight forward. Don't be afraid to have the weight equally in your toes and in your heels. And I like to stretch out my arms to the back and actually move a little bit more in. Make sure you lift your knees up. Your belly is drawn in. Breathing deeply here. And then slowly put your hands on your hips, straightening out your legs, and with a lot of strength, lift up all the way and come to the front of your mat. And that's nice. We're going to inhale up. We're going to exhale down. Straight back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, and we step with both legs back. Go to one chaturanga. Or put the knees down if you can't. Upward facing dog. Oh, this is nice. And we're going to stay here because we're going to stretch out a little bit. We're going to look over the right shoulder and over to the left shoulder. And then we're going to place our upper body down. And now try to get your legs all the way together and then come up again. You will see it stretches a little bit different. Make sure it doesn't hurt your lower back. Otherwise, come back into the little bit wider legged upward facing dog. Really opening up. And then place yourself down and really put your legs wide apart, like as wide as a mat. And then you lift up again. And you will be able to feel, really straighten out your legs, that it stretches a little bit a different part of the body. And then slowly come down, really using a little bit of the arm strength, placing your feet together and come to a child's pose. Placing your arms to the back and really drawing the arms forward so the shoulders are relaxed. Maybe shift to side, relaxing your lower back a little bit. And placing your hands down and come into a downward facing dog. And from here, lift up your leg, but don't open up your hip. And then come forward into a pigeon pose. Now, if your pigeon is way up here, place a pillow, a thick pillow underneath or a block. But I want you to draw in your knee quite a bit, your leg. I want to show you from the front. Normally, we go like this. This time, I want you really to get your toes inward so you have to balance. I hope you can see this. You can move to this side again. So you balance here. Make sure your back leg is not doing something funky. It's really straight. So if you're here, you're actually not straight, balancing here. This is hard work for the thighs, but I want you to go through it. I want you to really try to balance here. Lift your arms. Really make sure your hip is really facing forward. And hold it here, breathing deeply. If this is already tough, you can always put your hands down. And if you want a little bit more challenge, lift your arms up. You have to really hold here. Your thighs are working, your lower back is working. Breathing deeply. Inhaling light. And exhaling darkness. Finding the peace in challenging poses. If you're not shaking already, then you haven't drawn in your leg enough to balance. Now you can shift your weight down and place your foot a little bit out. The knee should be pointing to the corner of your mat. And now you can lower down. This is good. Opening up here. Maybe shift a little bit from side to side. Always look at your foot that it's not doing a funky sickle thing. It should be really straight. And place something underneath your bottom if you're way uplifted. And shift from side to side here. Maybe this is already enough and plenty. Maybe you can turn and maybe you have a strap or a belt and you can get your foot here. Maybe you can place it in the crease of your arm. Stay here, that's good. Or you can have mermaid arms. Again, feeling the peace here. Inhaling light. Exhaling darkness. Staying strong and at the same time surrendering into the peace of the pose. Find the peace. And then maybe you let go. If you have a strap, you can do the same thing. You can hold it here and maybe move forward. And really opening up your quad just a little bit, just shortly. And to open up your hip a little bit more, you can maybe place your foot a little bit outward. Now you don't have to go all the way like I am to open up, and you make sure that your hips are still pointing forward. Otherwise you draw in your leg a little bit more. So you come here, maybe you stay here, but this, I find this even harder than actually coming down. You can always take a pillow and place yourself onto the pillow. Maybe you come down a little bit or all the way to the forearms, or you can lay over your leg, breathing deeply. Finding that still spot. If it's hurting you, you went too far and you need to back off. Slowly come up, draw in your leg further, and then swing that back leg over your other leg. So you sit up straight, and we're going to come into a twist. Hug with your right hand the left knee, and then we're going to come and move into the twist. If put your hand here, put your hand as close to the body as you can and straightening up your back. If you don't need that, you can wrap it around your thigh. On every inhale, you lift up further, and every exhale, you twist more into this pose. And again, come to the still place of inhaling light and exhaling darkness, letting go more, surrendering. This is nice. Come out slowly. Maybe you can shift your weight back all the way one more time, coming into that pigeon, and then placing your toe down and come into a downward facing dog. I'm going to turn around so you can see me better, but you stay where you are. So you open up this time your left leg and opening up that hip, and then shift forward, come into that pigeon pose. And now again, draw in that leg a lot. So you're actually laying on that leg, looking at your back foot, make sure there's no sickle in it, and really having your toe closed. That means you have to balance. And maybe you place something underneath your bottom if you really are wiggling. Maybe you have your hands on blocks, that's good too. And really come here. Make sure your hips are not opening to the side, but really facing forward. Again, this might be challenging enough to hold, or you can place your hands in the front of your heart. It's hard work, especially the lower back. It's working hard. Thighs might be burning. Find the peace in the challenge, and then maybe you can have your arms all the way up. Breathing deeply, inhaling light, and exhaling darkness. If you want to have more challenge, you can close your eyes. One more deep breath. You can do this. Slowly down. Sitting down, and then getting the foot so the knee points to the corner of the mat, and you're opening up a little bit more. Maybe shift from side to side. Still check that your leg's not doing some kind of sickle thing. So you stay here. Maybe you can open up and have a strap around that foot, or to have your foot into the crease of your arm. Maybe you can do mermaid arms. Finding the stillness here. Inhaling light. Exhaling darkness. Inhaling light. Exhaling darkness. One more time. Inhaling light. Exhaling darkness. Release the arms and maybe shift forward. Opening up that quad one more time, a little bit further. Again, surrendering here. Should never hurt. You should just feel a stretch. Coming up, placing that leg down, and then you opening up your foot more. Maybe you stay here, that's good, or you square it all the way, it doesn't matter. Come up. And I find this is a little more tough space than if I move down. So come up, shift the weight maybe from side to side. And then slowly coming down, maybe placing your forearms down. Maybe coming all the way down. Relax. Surrender. Breathing deeply. Inhaling light. And exhaling darkness. Inhaling light. Exhaling darkness. Letting go more. One more deep breath. And exhale. Slowly rise up. Draw in your leg a little bit further and then come and place it over that knee. The left hand comes and hugs that right knee. You twist and try to place your arm as close to the body as you can to really get a lift in your back and straighten up your back, or you bind. Breathing deeply. Surrendering here into the twist. Inhaling light. Exhaling darkness. Straightening out your back more on every inhale. And surrendering into the twist on every exhale. One more deep breath. Very nice. For our last stretch, we're going to open up our legs wide into a straddle. And it doesn't matter if you're here or if you can open up your legs more. I'm going to shift my weight a little bit forward. But it doesn't matter how deep you come here. And if you need to place a pillow or something underneath your bottom so you can sit up straight, that's good. Now, when I'm here, and that no matter how far apart your legs are, your knees should be pointing up, and your toes as well. They're relaxed. Now you can point them one time and flex them one time, and then find the relaxing in between, that you're not pointing and you're not flexing, but you're just relaxing. Now I like to put my hands down and just do a little circle, like it's almost like cat-cow, but I'm going in a circle to open up slowly that hip a little bit further. And then to the other side. This is really helping me to loosen up a little bit more. Make sure, even when you move forward, that your knees are still looking up. Otherwise, you need to put your legs further together. Very nice. Now straighten up your back. If this is already enough of a stretch, you can place your hands to the back and press a little bit forward, staying straight with your back here. Try to keep a straight back. Try to keep that your knees are pointing up, and then you can slowly walk your hands forward. I want you to keep your straight back. If this is good enough, then stay here. If you can come on your forearms, but your back is not rounding, then you can come down. And your knees should be still pointing up, toes pointing up. You can check on that. And then you can really press yourself forward to keep that back straight. Imagine you're doing cat-cow, so you can try this. Around back and straight back. I'm really pressing myself forward here, pushing a little bit forward. So as if I'm in a Sphinx pose. And I'm really trying to draw myself a little bit forward. That keeps my back straight. Shoulders are relaxed. And now we're finding this still place here. Of course, if you can keep your straight back and you can come all the way down, then feel free to do that. Sometimes I do, and I'm so open I can come just flat. Today I don't feel that openness, so I'm going to stay here. You're inhaling light and you're exhaling darkness. Find that relaxation in the midst of maybe an intense stretch, but let go of everything else. Let go of counter pulling back or any kind of force that your body is giving you to force against this, against the relaxation, against the letting go, against the stretch. Surrender more. And at any time you need to back off a little bit because the stretch becomes too intense. Do so. Take care of your body. Become aware of what is good for you and where you can let go more. We're going to inhale light. We're going to exhale darkness. 2 more breaths. And exhale. Slowly move up. Place your hands underneath your knees and slowly draw them in. And I like to do a butterfly pose one more time because it helps me to release a little bit more. So placing your feet together and then having a straight back. Maybe you want to stay here. You can have your elbows in your knees here, or you can surrender all the way down. Three more deep breaths. Slowly rise up. And we're going to come to the mat and actually lay down into Shavasana. I want you to activate your core one more time. Now use your core. And slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, come back. Draw in that belly. Don't drop yourself. Slowly. Placing yourself down. Take up some space. Maybe wiggle the legs out. And maybe exhale through the mouth, letting go of everything. One more time, big inhale. And then you come deeper and deeper, feeling that floor underneath you. Come deep into the relaxation. If you need at any time you want it along with Shavasana, feel free to do so. Just let everything go. And I want you to take the lessons that we did today on the mat into your life. So whenever you remember, you inhale light and you exhale darkness and you let go. Maybe you remember during a day and you just stop for one breath, whatever you're doing. Remembering to inhale light and to exhale darkness. For the Shavasana though, we're going to let go of everything, so even the breath. We surrender everything to the floor. We surrender our ego, our body, our mind into a peaceful state of rest and deep relaxation. Stay longer if you want to. Otherwise, you start stretching up your arms, stretching out your legs, maybe circles through the wrists, maybe drawing in the knees one more time into the chest, which feels really good. Shifting from side to side. Maybe this is really good for you, then stay here, or I like to roll up and down. This really gets my energy going, flowing in my spine. But if that doesn't feel good for you, then stay hugging your knees and rolling from side to side. If you're rolling up and down with me, do it 2 more times. It's actually fun. Try to hold it here. That means you're engaging your core and you're not just dropping yourself forward and back. And up. If you are laid down, come to the side, slowly move up. Well, I hope you enjoyed this very hip opening practice. We flowed, we had hip openers, strengthening of the legs and really fire through the legs. I hope you felt that and you enjoyed this class. See you next week again.